See, and I know how they did that. They you know, they using all that facial reconstruction. Now we're dealing with a timeline, and you got to understand. We know when it comes to the timeline, it can be easily disputed at any given time. You know, because they really don't know. They really don't know. All we know is that the Olmec is older than any other culture that's there, and every one of them motherfucking Indians that came to a pyramid, it was already standing before they ass got there, and they admit that they came in on the land. It was vacated, and so the Africans went home. They had and many of them, you know, because these bloodthirsty, savage tribes, because that's what they was and our people had to vacate the premises a lot of time. And so many of them did go north. A lot of them did go into areas that, you know, where, you know, these savages weren't located. You see, because they was killing our people, and that's another war that's not talked about. You want to be buddy-buddy with the motherfucker. But I got documentation. You can go out to goddamn California out in the West, and the war's still going on. And niggas want to be, and so you want to play this bullshit role and blur the lines when we at war. We can't play no games, and you know, nigga, we ain't nothing the same about. We are two totally different people. You see? And we got to state the fact. So when you look right here, you see the Olmec. You see the Gulf Coast. You got the Olmec at 1500 BC. They brought the hieroglyph. Now that's another thing that we got to. What is the similarities? We'll say similarities for now. You understand? Because we're gonna put down the we're gonna speak the probabilities, and by the end we're gonna crash you with the certainties, because there's gonna be so many goddamn probabilities of high technology, which gonna require thousands of years. It ain't gonna be you could just by coincidence, you understand, come up with these type of technology. You're gonna have to be advancing thousands of years to create these technologies. You see? And so one of the things about the Olmecs is that they had a hieroglyphic system. Now, some people just got symbols. They got a symbol here and there, but no, they had a hieroglyphic language which they was using to communicate with. And so not too many people on the planet had a hieroglyphic system of language. The Nile Valley, the Olmecs, and the Cretians, which is also close to Africa, and we can go and understand that that's African. Those are the only ancient groups that I know that had a hieroglyphic system, alphabet, not symbol, not a symbol and two or three alphabetic hieroglyphic language is what they had. And so that's another similarity between the Olmecs and the Nile Valley. They also brought the calendar, and I seen the shit. And I've seen, see, the thing is, just like the white boy, a lot of these Mexicans and a lot of these Indian motherfuckers opened up their mouth when they first found those giant African heads. And they said that they was African. They wish they would not have said that. You know what I'm saying? Because what the fuck is you gonna say? You know good and goddamn well that don't look like you. Hold up, family. Let me see if other family then came in. You know goddamn well that don't look like you. Okay. Okay. I had to check and make sure everybody, you know. Okay. And so you know that don't look like you. You see? And so they said exactly what they saw, and they saw African people. Okay? And so again, you seeing here, you know, the different currents that are coming across the water. You got the South Equatorial. You got this Brazil, and it's going to take you right off the, you know, Congo. You could come right from the Congo and come straight on the cross and come to Brazil. You could come across about the Ivory Coast. You can come right across the you could come right across the South Equatorial and come right on up and come right in to North South America on through the Caribbean on into the Gulf. You see what I'm saying? On through the Gulf. You see, so we ain't got no time for emotion. If you can come with some goddamn facts, come with some facts. You see, we gonna come with some facts. Come with some facts. You see, and I love it. And so we looking right here. We talking about the Rye expedition. This is when Thor Heyerdahl, I believe he come up out of Denmark, come up out of Switzerland. He had the brothers. I believe they was from the Congo, if I'm not mistaken, build an Egyptian papyrus boat. Okay, and they sailed it. You got the Rye 1 and the Rye 2. I'll show you. I believe I got them in here. If I don't, they'll show up. You see the Rye 1 and the Rye 2. The Rye 1 made it. You see the little dotted line, and you see the X. That was in 1969, July 18, 1969. You can see he sailed it across. It didn't make it, but it damn near made it. And then he tried it again. The Rye 2, he sailed it from Morocco all the way to Barbados. So it proven that, and that wasn't even a big Egyptian ship. That was a little Egyptian ship. Now that's Thor Heyerdahl, and you could look it up. It's called the Rye Expedition. So when we say something, we have to experiment and prove it. You show me anywhere where somebody as dark as a Congolese, a Sudanese, or anybody in Equatorial Africa originating up out of goddamn Russia or goddamn Yugoslavia or any of that. Nigga, you's a fool. You deny yourself. And we gonna wake you up today. We're gonna beat on you today. Ain't no mercy today. It's the Pilgrims Massacre. Can't let you. We got the beat on you, okay? And so now we're looking at again. Now this is another map. Now at least here they trying to open up a little bit. You see on the other map, they'll show you the little red area. That's where the Olmec. Now this one they being a little more honest. You see Olmec sites are sites with Olmec influence. See, with Olmec influence. No, they just don't want to tell you how extensive it was, because they're going to show you that this African empire was over North and South America. Okay, to lesser degrees. Even Teotihuacan, which is probably the main pyramid site, then is Olmec. They don't want to tell you they got the heads hid. That's just like Egypt. When they don't want you to see the whole experience, they hide shit. You see what I'm saying? So you see, even down into Guatemala, they ain't telling you. Even down into Honduras, even down into Colombia, even down into Peru. There ain't no Indian, just African. Okay, I want to be clear. There was a period when it was nothing but African people. Okay? Nothing but African people. And so we're going to touch on some of these sites. Levanta. Okay, they did with Levanta, Tres Zapotes, Monte Alto, Copan. We're going to get into that. And they left some off, but that's okay. We already showed that. You see, looking at the Ice Age. And so even in certain parts of what they call Ohio and all of that shit, where which got mounds and shit, that shit was under ice. So I'm gonna ask any motherfucker out there, when did they build the mound? Was it before or after the motherfucking ice receded? Okay, and they could tell where the ice was because the way you'll see certain areas where the damn topsoil and all of that shit been pulled off. They could tell, geologists can tell by the rugged terrain and shit how that ice, when it got to receding and them glaciers went to pulling across the soil, it leaves certain grooves and certain characteristics and traits to let you know it was ice on the goddamn land. When the ice age receded over Europe, it pulled all the damn topsoil off of that motherfucker. Them motherfuckers can't grow nothing over there but a goddamn a potato. That's it. Okay, so we coming on down. Now, just to show you on the other side, now you see the Australian, and he got some curl in his hair, but it get woollier than that. It get way woollier than that. And so you see to the left, you see those are boomerangs from Egypt. See, a lot of people, you know, when they look at they look at the boomerang. Everybody always thinking about Australia. No, they have boomerangs in Africa. That's where they come from. See, our people went that direction also. So, you know, I'm gonna shut down all, I'm gonna shut down all interests in. So the only thing you gonna claim, and I'm gonna get on that Lemurian shit too. Because some of you niggas might be occultists. Some of you niggas think y'all come from Lemuria. And so I already know about that too, and I'm going to crack that. I'm going to crack that. And so you see here, and another thing that they don't want to show people, you know, because, you know, all the islands that's in the South Pacific, full of Africans. You see what I'm saying? You know, yeah, they didn't, you know, you didn't have the other types migrate over there. You understand what I'm saying? But they migrate. The Africans was first in the land. And so a lot of people, when they see a South Pacific map, they leave the islands off. And there's a reason why they leave them islands off. Because they don't want you're going to say, damn, well, how did they get it, how did the Africans, even if they came from, in which they did, there was, from all directions, from the Pacific and the Atlantic. It was a global exchange between African people. It was going from Africa to South America, from South America into the South Pacific. It was on the west coast of that. Then you had the east coast. You had the Indian Ocean, and so you had trade that was going on in the Indian Ocean. So this was a global Kushite empire. I ain't even got into the the photo, the real visuals. I'm just dropping it right now. So you can see right here. So once you understand that our people would navigate us, they would navigate us on the ocean. See a motherfucking Indian, you don't see the motherfucking canoes. You understand what I'm saying? You don't see them with nothing bigger than a goddamn canoe because they didn't need nothing bigger than a goddamn canoe. But when you start talking about them Olmec heads, you know you gonna need more than a goddamn canoe. You gonna need some goddamn ships. You gonna need a barge. And I'm gonna show you African barges where they were selling goddamn 1,000-ton obelisks up and down the Red Sea, up and down the damn Nile, barges from ancient Egypt. You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna show you the development, who carved them damn heads, okay? Who carved them, and nobody was able to duplicate that technology. Nobody was ever able to duplicate that technology. So you looking right there, the South Equatorial Current right there. Now we talking about this old crazy motherfucker right here. Now I believe that's church word. There's another crazy motherfucker too who started that moo shit. You know what I'm saying? Now in that moo theory, I just threw it out there. They believe that, just like Atlantis, some people believe Atlantis was in the Atlantic. Some people say that Mu was in the Pacific. The first crazy kook motherfucker, I think his name was Plungion, Augustus Plungion. He said that Mu was in the lower Atlantic, and down between South America and Africa. And so James Churchward, he moved it into the Pacific. And so they all got this crazy theory that, that when Mu went up under the water, which it did, so they say, just like Atlantis went under the water, many of the people from Mu, and what was left over from Mu became part of North and South America. You see? And so a lot of people, so if that's the shit that they talking about, then they crazy as hell. They ain't never found no Mu up under the goddamn water. And once you understand the geology and you understand that there's so many different layers of rocks and shit and this, that, ain't no way a fucking continent as big as that is, gonna fall over. You're not gonna see that shit. As soon as you go up under the water, you're gonna see the stone and all of that right there. Even if it fell, you would see and know exactly. You would not miss it. Okay, so let's get that straight. Okay, you can go over to Africa right now. You can go in there and find all type of statues and shit that's still up under the water. So imagine a goddamn continent just fell down. Okay. And so you got that craziness if that's what you choose to believe, you know. And you see right there, Lemuria. Some people say Mu and Lemuria is the same thing. Some people say Lemuria is in the Indian Ocean. All of that shit is bullshit to hide the fact that African people are the originators of all science and civilization on the planet. Now, when you get into, so you got pyramids all over the world. So they want to be pyramid, but when I show you the difference between a real pyramid and and somebody that just they got the a pyramid like form, but it's really not a pyramid. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you go into India, of course, our people took civilization. You see the pyramid in there too. Okay, you see the pyramid, but it's not gonna compete, and I have to say that. Because then, you had the students trying to raise up on the master, and that's why we had to crack your ass and get you back in line and make you stand in the corner for stepping out of line. You see what I'm saying? So you see in many of you see Nandi, the cow, which is the same sacred. Now, when you look at the Olmec calendar, which they claim is the Mayan calendar, which is a goddamn lie. You understand what I'm saying? Which is a goddamn lie. You will see the 4 quarters of the universe inside of that calendar. And you see right here, and you'll see those are the 4 sons of Horus. If you ever go into the hall of Ma'at, you will see Osiris sitting on his throne, and you will see the lotus with the 4 sons of Horus. Those are the cardinal points. It could be planetary. It could be astronomical. You see also, you representing the solstices and the equinoxes. You see? And so, this is Karnak, very similar to Karnak. You see? And so you see on the other side is pyramid. These people got a common origin, even though you go in very different places. And of course, everybody not going to rock it the same. But the core of it is the same coming up out of Africa. And so again, showing you, different islands, and I'm gonna show you, see that? Coming out, I think that's Fiji right there. Man, what the hell on their head, man? That look like they got sheep sitting on their damn, honest God truth. Look like they got sheep on their goddamn head. Motherfucker got a sheep sitting on his head. And so you talking about this is Fiji. You see it, so you see Fiji is, let me put it over here. Let me move this. I didn't mean to do that. And so I moved the Egyptian boat. So you see right there, Fiji. And so you got to see, that was the type that was all across. You understand what I'm saying? And so, everybody got woolly hair, but everybody got woolly hair from a different origin. See, you say you want to cut yourself off from Africa. I have no problem with our people being the first people on this that brought civilization to all land masses, all continents. But when you cut yourself off from the mother, then and then you're going to dispute the Holocaust. Goddamn, just mind your business. If you originate, mind your fucking business. Don't be trying to let that beast off the hook for the genocide on our people. And that's what y'all motherfuckers do. You see what I'm saying? That's what y'all do. Y'all trying to let this beast off the hook for the genocide that he committed on our people. So you see right here again, this is Fiji Islands. You see, showing you the documentation. Showing you this is Tasmania. And you can see even from them, they got a much woollier hair than the Australian of the day. And so this is showing you how the Negritos, which is the little Twa people that exist, and you see that area that's darkened, you see that's the area of the Negritos, the African Negritos, which is the Twa. You know, I didn't spell all that wrong. I don't know. Okay, the Negrito, and you see how they went to South Pacific route. You know, it's a possibility because they're not showing the islands that was over there. They documented that they was on them islands too. And I'm gonna show you the Twa in the Popol Vuh. I'm gonna show you the Twa over there, and see that's the one critical thing. Black people are the only people that got the Twa. You know, other people got dwarfs, and that's a mutation. But when you look at a Twa, dwarfs, their arms and their legs is unproportioned to their torso, you know, and their head and shit. Where the Twa are proportioned body limb to their torso and everything. So it's totally different. You see? Totally different. So now, so when you look at this topographical map, you can see the area. You can see up and on that Gulf Coast. You can see even going around into southern United States. You see the best part, which is the part that the Olmec African people dominated. Okay, you see the different areas of, you know, of so-called India. You see the mound builders. Number 5, you see right there, right off the Gulf. Okay, we're going to show that that's not a coincidence. They don't want to put it all together. They don't want to put the whole map together. And so now they show you how the Caucasoid, straight-haired Caucasoid Indian came in here and went in and caused savagery because he was coming out of an area where he didn't have nothing. And just like the European, he went on a savage genocide and went to wiping out all African peoples that was in these areas. Okay, it's documented, and I'm going to show that too. Okay, I'm going to show that too. And it's still going on right now today. Showing you some of the heads at La Venta. And you can see that they was looking towards the Atlantic. We're going to go down into Colombia, where you see right there San Agustin. You see right here saying that we're going to show you the Olmec even went down, and we're going to go into Peru. We're going to go into Bolivia. We're going to go into all these areas and show and prove beyond any doubt that it was the Olmec, that it was the African. Okay? Now, this right here, I believe, this is one of these mounds. I don't know exactly which mound it is. And you can see when you put it up against Teotihuacan, or you can see that because of many of these so-called American pyramids, they got mounds up under them. You see what I'm saying? They got mounds up under them. And so you can see that as you move further and further north, they got less of the high technology. All they could build was the mound. They didn't have enough people to, you know, to put the mud brick on the outside, to put the stucco on the outside. Now this is now they found Olmec head at this one. They don't want to tell you that. So when we talk about Teotihuacan, we know that it was built by Olmec. They want to act like they don't know. And you can see right here, this was a step pyramid also. And so again, this is a topographical map. It shows you the best part of the land. If you see the green, that's the best part of the land. And so the Olmecs control the whole of the Gulf area. Okay, including, so that's where the mound builders, you understand, came. And I'm going to show you the layout of Cahokia. Show you it's no different than the layout of Saqqara in Africa. Show you with no doubt about it. Okay, show you Teotihuacan laid out just like Giza. Are we that goddamn silly we can't see that? Are we that goddamn silly we cannot see that? Okay, again. So I want y'all to see it, and you can go right behind me, you know, and I'm warming up. I'm just warming up. The Olmecs. Now see right here where they get to the see the distance? They want to put the Olmecs in purple. Put them in the little area right there. Say, oh, this is the only place. And the other map just showed you the other cities. You know what I'm saying? And so this right here is some lying ass. They just don't want to show you the greatness of that empire. And see, I'm going to show you another thing to let you know that they really don't get down with the Olmecs. You know, they don't really get down with the Olmecs because they always leave the Olmec off the list. They'll show you the Aztec, the Mayan, and the Incan. How you going to leave the mother culture out? You understand? Because they know that's not their mother. They know that's not their mother. And so they never, how the fuck you going? That's just like the European leaving out Greece. You understand? Then you know what I'm saying? How you going? That's just like the African leaving out Ethiopia. You know what I'm saying? How the hell you going to leave out Ethiopia? How the hell you, if you the European, how the hell you going to leave out Greece? And just, and so they got Aztec, Maya, and I noticed that they claim it just so they don't have to bow down to African greatness, but they really don't accept them Olmec. Okay, here, look at this book. Aztec, Incas, and Mayans. Where the Olmec at? They don't claim the Olmec really, because they know it don't, even though you got some silly Indians that'll put their face up on next to it and try to get something that, you know, that try to look like, but it don't look like it, because I tell the motherfucker, take the hat off the Olmec, and you really come to understand who he is. You see what I'm saying? They don't never want to take the hat off, and I take the hat off and show you exactly who he is. You see, and so they got the Aztec, the Incas, and the... Look at these books. I'm going to show you how many. It's not just one book. It's all they goddamn books. They always leave the Olmec off. You understand? Because they got a problem with that. And really, the Mayan and the Incan, the shit that they claiming is Mayan and Incan is also Olmec. You understand? They claim, they came upon those areas and claimed them for themselves. They didn't have a goddamn to do with. Look at this book, Mayans, Aztecs, and Incas. No Olmec. Ain't got no Olmec on all these books. Let me go down. Look at this one. Achievements of the Mayan, Aztec, and Incas. You can go on and on. Oh, look at this. Resources to teach kids about the Mayan, Inca, and Aztec. I want you to see that current. That just let you know that they lying. They don't want to show the Olmec. How the fuck is you going to leave out the mother culture? Ask yourself that. You see? And so again, we already showed the current. We're looking at some migration of so-called, and I don't believe it. I believe it in respects to African people, but no way you going to tell me. That's just like saying, these niggas talking about they Aboriginal. They did not migrate from nowhere. They came, they just sprouted up out the soil. You see, they Aboriginal. They did not migrate. They did not walk in. They have always been here. Okay, and so they you know, that refutes any, you know, that, you know, any so-called human evolution or whatever. And I'm all right. I do believe that the human origins in Africa. I do believe that. And when you see the people, I believe that Africa, but I don't believe that they walk. They may have walked inside of Africa, but they didn't do all. They sailed and got off and took some damn animals and went the rest of the way on the backs of animals. But you're not going to tell me our people, because it's proven and documented that our people were great navigators of the oceans and the seas. Okay? And so it shows that the Americas was the last landmass that people came to. They can look at the goddamn so-called the white Indians. You understand what I'm saying? There ain't no other kind of Indian. I don't even know why we use that term. You can't say they native, because they not native. They native to goddamn, you know, they might be native to that type of environment, but they not. They show you time and time again that they walk through the Bering Strait. So they not native, and that's why I don't accept that they native or none of that. They not nobody native over them. Every motherfucker that came over here migrated, but the African was the first one that migrated, and he beat that white boy by at least 50,000 years. And so I'm not saying our people was not here, but to detach yourself from the motherland, and at the same time, you're going to let the white boy off the hook. You know, you're going to step off in our beef. If you ain't African, what the fuck is you stepping in the beef between us and the white boy and going to let the white boy? That let me know you kind of nigga side. You know, I had to look at you sideways. What the fuck is you got something to say about our goddamn G? If you know, if it ain't you, just stay the fuck out the argument. Don't go saying it wasn't no African slave trade to let the white boy off the hook. Y'all niggas is up to something. Y'all niggas is agents. That's the way I look at it. You understand what I'm saying? That you know, that y'all motherfuckers is ages. And that's the way I look at it. You see? And so this right here is the oldest pyramid in the Americas. This was the pyramid of Levanter. Now, obviously, the stone then fell down. And matter of fact, they came over there and removed the goddamn stone. A lot of times they just remove the goddamn stone. And so you see right there, this is the only, and so you see it was a mound up under it. So you see right there, so now we starting to see some things. You see what I'm saying? Now when you got further and further away from the epicenter of knowledge, you understand the degree of technical know-how became